Welcome to the first installment of my S2000 review series. As promised in a previous video, I will be reviewing owner-submitted S2000s and comparing them against each other on the same road. So to kick it off here, we have Trung's 05 Sebring Silver AP2, less than 75,000 miles on the odometer, and very simple but tasteful mods. We've got the STXTA coilovers with spherical top hats, 10 kilogram Swift springs all around, 17 by 9.5 plus 50 Advan wheels on 255/40/17 Falken RT660 tires, Eibach front sway bar, Recaro RS-GK, stock Club Racer Aero with the OEM hardtop, and then an HKS SSM exhaust and an EVS high flow cat. Very simple bolt-on mods. Everything is reversible, and Trung mentioned that he's running around 3.1 or 3.2 degrees of negative camber all around. Since this is an 04 to 05 model year, it has a traditional cable throttle, a setup that I should be pretty comfortable with. I mean, square spring rates with square wheel and tire setup and plenty of negative camber. So this should be very fun. With that being said, let's see how it drives. Now, before we get started, guys, if you like the channel and you like my content, please consider supporting the channel by purchasing one of my all-new t-shirts. There are two designs to pick from right now: black Zygrene logo tee, as well as a VTech Always Wins heather gray tee. Links are in the video description, and both shirts will be sold at cost for this initial batch. Thanks for the support. Now back to this S2000 review. Gotta love a square setup S2000. See, we're following my buddy Kevin, who is piloting my BRZ at the moment. Now, initial impressions on this particular S2K. I'm not going to go through the basic driving dynamics of any S2K. I'm going to focus on what's specific to each example that I drive. And in this case, this suspension setup for canyon driving is pretty damn good. It is a softly sprung setup, 10 kilogram spring rates all around, but that gives it a level of compliance over the bumps. It's not as hunkered down and race car like as something like a set of JRZ RS Pros, but for canyon driving, this setup actually does a very good job. You get a little bit of body roll, you feel the car move around, but it's not overly stiff. Really excellent throttle response. Gotta love the cable throttle. Better throttle response than the 06 Plus that changed over to drive-by-wire. I also appreciate the fact that Trung did not install an overly loud exhaust on this car. Pretty much what you hear from inside the car is just pure VTech induction note. Not overly annoying to people outside the car, but you still get the full experience of that high revving engine from inside. It's a very respectful way to modify and drive an S2000. Plenty of grip with this square setup. I will not be breaking this S2000's rear tires loose on this canyon road because there's just too much mechanical grip here. No understeer, in fact, at canyon speeds with this square wheel and tire setup with plenty of negative camber, 3.1 degrees all around. This is a really, really nice, mild S2000 that is set up perfectly for canyon driving. I say perfectly, but that's if you want a more streetable, daily friendly S2K. I've driven plenty of S2Ks that feel much more focused with much sharper responses on turn-in and much flatter cornering, but those aspects come at a great cost for daily drivability. This one is actually surprisingly comfortable. It handles these bumps no problem, and even the level of squeaks and rattles in this car seems lower than other S2000s I've driven recently. And just these stock brakes with some pads do just fine out here. Alright, the car does move around a bit. With these low 10 kilogram spring rates, it's not a razor sharp driving experience. But again, the trade-off, in my opinion, is worth it if you're looking for an everyday usable S2000. And I've always had a soft spot for the 04 to 05 model years because you get the benefits of the more comfortable AP2 design, as well as the shorter gear ratios and the 6-speed manual, a slightly more upscale interior, the extra torque of the 2.2 liter engine. In my opinion, the exterior also looks better than the AP1 in stock form, but you also get the same cable throttle. Like I said, in the 06 Plus, you move to a throttle by wire setup, which just is not as responsive. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to rate each and every S2000 that I review as part of this series and capture my rankings in a spreadsheet for you guys. So I'll put the link in the video description. This car served a really great baseline for this series. Can't wait to drive a plethora of different model years with different mods, maybe even throw some engine swapped S2000s in there, but this one was a very solid and enjoyable first entry. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more S2000 content, and see you guys next time.